Guys, welcome back to Match Up Podcast. Yours truly. I don't need to say my name. You know I'm handsome and who I am. Cousin Frank Ciatto. Christopher Joseph Shay, a.k.a. the Red Man.
A.k.a. the Blue Eyes.
Blue-Eyed Bandit. Now, is that platinum? Or is that...
This is Platinum Blonde right here.
What would you call it?
Platinum Blonde. I would call it Platinum Blonde. Look who's talking here. Look at all this crazy going on over here.
That's right. Get a look at all of that, Christian.
I gotta be honest.
Wait.
I feel like your hair needs some product.
Wait, this is flowing. What do you...
Did you put like a
No, this is just water comb.
because it looks like a dry conditioner.
No, this is the natural
What I like the
oils.
best of
Nothing
that-
but fruits and berries.
What do you call that?
Oh, yeah, I didn't like that one as
If
much.
that's old, I don't know what the fuck this is.
Right here.
I can tell you right now.
Shay's trying to lean in.
I don't blame him. Hang on, wait, come here, Shay.
Now my hair looks darker.
He's coloring him now.
Oh, nice.
He's giving it some color. But so we bring to you today a really good topic. So I'm going to shut up and let Christopher Joseph take it away. Begin.
It's just begin. Okay, it's kind of funny that I'm in my house this weekend, and obviously everybody knows I have boys and I have a daughter. And for the record, I like my daughter the best.
Nobody does.
Yeah, I like my daughter the best. I'm just going to throw that out there right now. She's my favorite. Everybody in the household knows it. She smells good. She's a good snuggler, and she actually cares when I come home. So having said that, my son was going out to do something. And my son and my daughter that are still home, the other ones being in college, are about a year and a half apart. So they're roughly the same age.
Roughly how old are they?
One is 14, the other is going to be 12, I believe. Yeah, she's going to be 12 in May. So they're about 2 years apart. And my son says, all right, Dad, I'm going to do whatever. And I said, okay, have fun, stay out of trouble, and I'll see you back at this time. Like 2 hours later, or maybe it was even like a couple hours after that, my daughter comes up and wants to do the exact same thing. And so without even a hesitation, I told her no. So she looked at me and she's like, Dad, Justin just want to do the same thing. I go, yes, but there are different rules for different genders in my household. So that's going to be our topic. Should there be different rules for different genders in a household? And I say, most definitely, Y, E, S.
I was curious to see
Yes.
if you were going to get that.
Yeah, I wasn't sure I was going to do the yes. I didn't
I was
really.
waiting for the village people to come
I didn't really think that one through. I was getting ready. The Y was
Makes
easy.
a lot of sense.
I
actually.
was waiting for
The Y was
YMCA
easy.
to start after
But
that.
I gotta be honest, there totally is. And for those of you that don't think there are, wait till they get to be adolescents and teenagers, and then there totally is again. It's even more of a discrepancy between
I think
the
it's
two.
a cultural thing and an old school thing, and I think that there'll be people that will watch this and go, oh, they're assholes, this and that. Well, good.
Well, I'm an asshole
So
then.
I'm an asshole.
So are you agreeing with him, Paul? Just to be
100%.
clear.
Let me correct that. 1,000%.
Right here.
1,000%. It's just the way it is, and I've voiced the same opinion, and I have a daughter who's a teenager. We'll be driving in the next 4 months, whole nine, and I'm like, no, rules are different for you. Sorry, too fucking bad. I mean, that's
And
just the
watch
way it
this.
is.
And it's too fucking bad. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
I love you, but it's too fucking bad.
Right, but why? So why is it different, Chris? Why, Daddy, why is it different for Justin than it is for me?
I'll tell you right now why it's different. Because you're a girl,
Okay.
and bad things can happen to you that I have to go to jail for. Whereas my son, bad things can happen to him, and I'll probably go to jail for him too. But if you ruin my little girl, I gotta kill you.
Change the rules.
It changes the rules, man.
The rules are changed.
The rules are changed. I will kick infants for my daughter. That's all I'm saying. I don't know that I would kick an infant for my son. But I'll kick an elderly person in a wheelchair for my son. But I don't know that I'm kicking an infant for my son.
Why are you looking at Paul when you're talking about
But I will kick an infant for my daughter. That's just what I have to do.
You definitely become a deranged animal when it comes to the girls.
Dude, when it comes to the girls,
Like
it's
if my sons get even mildly aggressive with my daughter, I get really, really, really combative because I don't like that shit.
you don't like it,
Not
dude.
one bit.
See, I don't have kids, so I don't know how to relate in that aspect. But I
you
know
have
how I was with my
your
sisters.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
your
And my
yeah,
sisters,
exactly.
and even my mom. When my mom did it again, I was a psycho when they'd Well, okay, I'm cynical, and I agree with you guys. I don't.
I don't trust people. It sucks. I don't trust people.
Well, the trust factor is one thing, but we're talking about difference between a female and a male.
Yeah.
And to revert back to what you're saying, it's a different world with the females. Same thing. It's like I've told my daughter 1,000 times, you know what? I need to prepare you for a situation that, God forbid, I am not available or your brothers are not available.
You even hear me doing it with
Yeah, of
Angelina.
course. So it's a cultural thing.
But I also think,
But-
even though our sons would be like, oh, I know for a fact they even treat my daughter or their sister differently than they treat their other siblings or other brothers.
Of course.
It's just the way it is in my household, and obviously your household as well.
It's even as simple. It's as simple as this. It's like I would create an instantaneous problem with my sons if they did not retaliate against somebody that disrespected their sister. Because then I would take them onto the front lawn, and then they would be shown what retaliation is all about. That's how serious I take that. If anyone disrespected your sister, and you knew about it, I don't care if you were there or not.
And you did, yeah. And you didn't follow up and do
you
something.
didn't do anything about it, then you and I got a problem.
Yeah.
A huge problem.
I gotta be honest. I actually, in my household, there is a pecking order. When I am not there, my oldest son, Taylor, is in charge. And dude, we would leave the house when they were, 13, 14, go to the store or something. And I remember one time I came home, Taylor had put Avery in punishment. And they're Irish twins. They're like 15 months apart. And I remember saying, Avery, tough noogies. He's in charge when I'm not there. Now, if I'm not there, Taylor's not there, Avery's now in charge. Then Justin's in charge. Then my daughter's in charge. And then the dogs are in charge. But that's how it works in my household. And so there is an absolute pecking. What?
Continue, nothing.
There is
I just want to see when the dogs are in charge. So what
the
happens?
dogs are in charge. The dogs are in charge right now because there's nobody home.
Yeah.
And and the funny part is my daughter's always like, Dad, that's not fair. I'm not in charge of anybody. I go, yes, you are. You're in charge of the dogs. She's like, all right, that's fine. But
What would you guys say to people who criticize you for this type of thinking?
Well,
I would say I don't care.
For me
you can
personally,
raise your kid the way you want, and I'm going to raise mine the way I want. And guess what? My daughter's going to have a whole different set of guidelines she's going to follow because that's just the way I am.
Right.
For me, it's a bigger conversation. This whole equality movement. Instead of arguing that we're so alike, we really should be celebrating their differences. There's a lot of things that a woman's body can do that I can't, holding and hosting a child for 9 months and then giving birth. It's something that I can't do. But there's other things. Especially when I worked in the club industry and nightlife, you see some dark shit. You
Hell
see
yeah.
people doing sketchy stuff. And I know how I was with my sister. I already know how I'm getting even with his daughter, even just how around the gym. I'm just like, you don't see what's
Quit
outside.
looking at her.
Yeah, it rubs me
I
wrong
tell her all
way.
the time, fix your fucking pants.
It rubs me the wrong way. It's not her.
I get pissed.
Because the truth
Seriously,
is,
I'll fucking kill somebody.
You should be able to walk
it'll only
around.
Be a
and-
conversation.
Exactly. And you should be able to do your workout, but I don't need the 60-year-old dude. It just rubs me the wrong way. And so I'm the same way in that aspect. It shouldn't be the same. It shouldn't be fucking equal. If you're a girl, you should be going out there with a group of girls. When you're holding your drinks, you should have a thumb over the bottle. You should be covering. There's little things that you can
gotta be
teach
aware.
them. But even still, so what would you say? Let's go to the future. It's high school. Your daughter's been trained in jiu-jitsu. She's been doing it for a while. She's got other significant training in self-defense. Dad, some of my friends are going to go out to the city tonight. Is it cool if I go? Would you feel less, more, or would you still feel indifferent if she had it, or if she was walking around with some sort of protection, albeit pepper spray, a
gun.
knife, a gun, whatever scenario you want to perpetrate? At what point would you feel comfortable enough? Would you say, hey, maybe you're now on the same level? Is there?
When she's 38.
Okay.
Don't you agree that feminism has really hurt women? And I'm being serious. I'm not trying to be a wise guy. And the reason I say that is because, we've talked about this 1,000 times. I think I've talked about using this. Is if there's one thing that makes me irate, because here's a huge difference, is a man is supposed to act like a man, and a woman is supposed to act like a woman. And I am surrounded by very strong women, so I want to get that off the bat.
Yeah.
But there's certain things.
They're
that-
independent, strong women.
but they don't need how do I put this? I just put it out there. When you act like a man in manly behaviors, expect a manly response.
But a real,
No,
but a real
there
feminist will
it is.
tell
If you
that.
want us to treat you like a man because you're acting like a man, then don't get upset when we treat you like a man.
This is the issue we have in
That's the
today's
point.
society. The issue in today's society is we're taking words and redefining them away from their original definition. A feminist is someone who's proud to be a woman and is going all out and being the best woman that she can be. She believes she can do stuff as well.
And that's
It's
great.
not-
I'm all about
It's not
that.
trying to be a man. It's not trying to be a man.
Right.
And that's the difference. You have women who are trying to be men and calling it feminism, and that's not what it is.
Yeah, they
That's-
bastardized it.
Yeah, but that's like a man. That's like me running around being like, "What I'm wearing no bra today for feminism." Like, it doesn't. I'm never gonna relate to a woman or be a woman or understand a woman, no matter how much I identify as a woman. I will
Right.
never understand.
But that's the thing. It's like, my point is, again, it's like, I think a lot of those women that act overtly aggressive don't expect the consequence. You know what I mean? And if, God forbid, that consequence is you get in somebody's face and that man says, "Oh yeah," and puts one on your chin. Okay.
And the whole world goes, "Oh my God, what are you doing?
Oh
How
my
could
God,
you do that?"
You hit a girl, but at the same time, you didn't watch when she berated the guy, put her hands on the guy.
And then then you
and
have that same scenario where the guy does the exact same thing.
Right.
You lump him up a little bit. Everybody goes, "He deserved
He
it."
deserved it.
Well, to your point, let's be clear so people understand.
Right.
To bring up what he said already, I'm in a house full of women. He's been raised around a house full of women. We're all about strong, independent women. I'm all for it. My mom raised two of them. I am attracted specifically to strong, independent women. So we're all for that. But we also, be who you are. Stop trying to be something that you're not. I'm not running around on Sundays wearing high heels. I am wearing high heels and a dress, trying to be, something that I'm not. I'm not judging anybody who does feel that that's right for them, but I'm saying too many people are trying to be what they're not, and they're misdefining words, and because of that miscommunication, it's blown wide open in a different manner, and it's, you're sitting here like, well, what? That's offending somebody, but it's not, because you're misunderstanding and redefining the word to something that it's not related
So
to.
when you fill out medical forms and it says gendered and it says other, what do you put?
I don't know. I don't have that problem.
We all put male.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
all of it. It's 100%.
And for sex, I usually put F. That means frequent in my mind.
Oh, I just put yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, I got a funny story for you, and I'm sure Paul won't mind us sharing. So we were driving out to a wrestling tournament, and I think it was going to be his daughter's first date. So what does this freak do? He's got access to all the cameras in the house. And he's setting them up so he can, and the best part is, here's the best part. Mom to the rescue. She knows that there's gonna, now for starters, Paulo's in the backseat flipping. He better do this, so the fact that you've got your son, your youngest son, who she's what, 5 years older?
6 years.
6 years older?
Angie, if the car behind you look like it's following you, it's because it is.
It's because
and
it
it's
is.
me.
And the best part is, Mom took all the cameras and just pointed them like towards the walls. So, because he's in there going, "Let me, sir, you better move those cameras back." It was classic. And I just said to myself, I get it. I have no problem with what he's doing, and I completely understand.
And the flip side of that coin is, when she was,
She ended up tossing him because he wasn't tough enough.
Exactly. And that's the story.
That's awesome.
And that's what I was gonna say. It was like, it was funny because when they're all commiserating, like in Goodfellas. They're commiserating together and leaving me at it.
Of course they are.
So finally, my daughter, being who she is, which is basically a female version of me, to be quite honest with you, she came to me and said, "Dad, there's this kid. We like each other. I got a good head on my shoulders. I know what I'm doing. Relax."
That's what she said to you?
Yeah.
I hate to say it, you got to respect that.
She goes, "I got it. Relax.
I got it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I know what I'm doing." I'm like, all right, so I'm doing something right here. So lo and behold, this little experiment went on for as long as it did.
Just for the record, it was not a date.
Yeah.
It was an experiment.
So the experiment went on for a little while, and then I was told again, third hand, that it was done. So finally, we're driving to school one day, and I drive her to school every morning, and I'm like, "So what happened?" And she's like, too touchy-feely. I mean, you know, and I don't need somebody clinging to me like that. And to be honest with you, I don't, you know, I was kind of questioning, you know,
His manners.
so I'm like, you know, to keep it that way, I don't want to, like, you know, for anonymity's purpose. So I'm like, all right, good. So I'm like, okay, I'm doing something right. You know, this is what's going on. So, but in the same context, out of all three of my children, she is the one I worry about the least. She's dialed in everywhere and everything she needs to do, but it doesn't mean that she's not subjected to the different set of rules. She's absolutely subjected to the different set of rules. Period. She doesn't ever have to leave. She can live at home forever. I'll buy her whatever she wants. She doesn't need anybody else. And I mean that, and I've said it 1,000 times. So at the end of the day, as dialed in and as good as she is and everything, I have no worries with her. Those rules will apply as long as I have air in my lungs.
Absolutely.
Period.
And dude, I let my son have a sleepover on the park bench. My daughter's my daughter's allowed to go
Park
sleep.
bench.
Yeah, my daughter's allowed to sleep over one person's house, and that's it. And that's because I know the parents and I know the daughter, and there ain't nobody else that can fuck with her.
Right.
Period.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
And it's like, Dad, can I go? No, you can't. Dad, nope, you cannot do that either. Come hang out with me. We're gonna have some fun. We'll watch a family movie, or we'll go out and we'll do something. But I gotta tell you right now, no, you cannot go.
It's not happening. And I think the other part of it too is like,
And dude, my daughter, and the best part is, she doesn't even get mad anymore. They kind of just get it.
my daughter doesn't want to be bothered. To be perfectly honest with you, she's you know, she'd rather be around the family and
Yes.
and-
She's strong-willed.
Yeah.
If you're weak, she's not.
Yeah.
It's not that she's not even gonna waste the time hanging.
Yeah,
She's just not.
She's got her friends, but they're rarely her friends. But I think more importantly, it goes to again that listen, do they acclimate? Yeah, of course they do. What you're saying, there's no doubt. But also the flip part, at least what I can say about my daughter is my daughter knows how to cook. My daughter knows how to cook. My daughter knows how to bake. My daughter knows how to do all the stuff that quote unquote, oh, it's women's work, blah, blah, blah. No, it's bullshit. One day you're gonna be a mother, okay?
And you
One
need to-
day you need to be the nurturer. You need to be the good cop. You
Yeah.
know? You need to know how to do all those things. And for people out there that don't think their daughters, like I mean, it blows me away again. And I'm gonna say it's a cultural thing. I'm gonna be biased.
Right.
It's different cultures, and there's certain cultures they don't give a fuck if their kid doesn't cook. You go home every night and your own mother doesn't cook. You're ordering fucking takeout. Okay? How is that a good message? How the fuck is that a good message? I don't care what denomination, what culture,
Yeah.
what nationality you come from, that you can't come home
To a
to a home-cooked meal. That your mother can't cook, or your father can't cook, or they take turns.
Or that you
But-
haven't been taught
Or, or
basics
do
to
it.
take care of yourself.
I
Exactly.
wonder what
basics.
cultures you guys are talking about.
I'm not going to
Well,
say, but the bottom
Better
line
you
is,
know.
You know how to wipe your own ass and
I mean,
wash
but
your hands? Like,
Cultures
Jesus.
are different out there, and it blows me away. And I'm like, how do you think that's okay? How? Like, how do you send your daughter away to college? And just for the record, my daughter is going to college, but she's not going any farther than where I can't get in the car to go get her.
I think.
Period. I've already had this conversation with her. I go, you're not going down south.
I think there's-
You're not going here. You're not going
Do you
there.
think some women agree with you, or a lot of women, if
They're gonna
they heard this,
disagree.
they would disagree?
They
or-
disagree.
I-
Especially the new age.
Watch this. I bet they disagree, but deep down inside,
They know.
they understand.
No, but here's my thing. If you're
I bet they understand. I bet they do.
if you're a real feminist, if you're a woman who's raising a daughter and you want him to be a feminist, you're gonna teach her everything. You're not gonna be like, you're a woman, you don't just cook and clean. No, you're gonna be like, you're gonna be a doctor, but you're also gonna know how to cook and clean.
Right.
Not because that's a woman thing, because that's how you fucking take care
That's
of
how you
yourself.
live. Yeah.
Like what? What, you're gonna go home every night and not look at your fridge and think, oh, or stare at the toilet that's dirty, you don't know how to scrub, like,
Right.
and don't get it twisted. I do my own laundry, I
Right.
wash my own toilet, I cook my own food. Granted, when I'm with a woman and she wants to do that for me, no doubt, and there's times where I'll do it for her. But damn, you don't know how to take care of yourself? Like, really?
Listen, I
Why are you
couldn't-
looking at Chris Shea when you're saying that?
Because I don't do any of that stuff. My wife does it all. I ain't even gonna lie.
It's right here, Frank. You're just staring
I
at
can't
his
help. I'm so drawn to Crochet.
Because it's
I can't
the
help
blue
it.
eyes.
I mean, you're staring at his hair when he's talking.
It did come out good today. Come on now.
Camera sees everything.
So, but no, listen. I agree 100% with you.
Yeah.
You need to know how to do basic things to take care of yourself.
You look at the camera occasionally.
Yeah. You need to know. Hello. You need to know how to do basic things to take care of yourself. If you can't do those things, whether you're male or female, you're in trouble. My generation, I didn't have to do any of that stuff. I can tell you right now, if I fly down to Florida to visit my mom and dad, I can get up, like, let's say, my mom says, all right, come on, get up. I get up. I go to the bathroom. By the time I've come back from the bathroom, bed's made, and there's breakfast sitting around the table for me.
That's Italian.
That's just how I was raised.
That's Italian shit.
Yeah. That's just how I was raised. And guess what?
I will comment on that
Is she
because
yelling
the
at you
cultural,
anytime at this point?
No, not yet. She's happy I'm awake.
the cultural part of it is that's the Italian. That's Italian.
And
Period.
whatever laundry I left on the floor is picked up. It's already being washed.
Please, I used to go to my fucking my grandparents
it.
in Ronkonkoma, and not only did she did my laundry,
Yeah.
she made me everything I wanted to eat, and then when I got back to college, I opened my laundry up and there's money in the fucking laundry. I mean, that's the cultural thing. I
every
mean, that's
day.
every time.
I gotta
so
beg
like, yeah. So you know what I'm saying, but
I gotta,
again,
please stop. I'll make the coffee if I want it, please.
But like that, and they get pissed if you don't let them do it. Now that's real old school.
Right.
But at the same time, listen,
I like it.
is my house old school?
Absolutely.
But at the same time, I can do the fucking laundry. When they traveled, when my daughter was
You just
traveling,
got to be careful when you're done with your laundry. You know who it belongs to.
Yeah, but see,
I know what
he says. His house is old school. He says his house is old school, and you say
Right,
that,
Shay?
but it's not. It's not. Your house is. It's got old school traditions, but it's
Right.
modern fucking flair. It's not like you're barking around
Modern
like.
flair. I
Yeah,
like
he's not
that.
like. Why isn't the food on the stove yet? But these clothes aren't. It's not like that at all.
Never. You know why?
Never.
Because it works. Everybody knows.
Everybody
does
has a job.
Everyone does their job.
Everybody plays their part.
Everybody
does
their
their
job.
part.
It's a
better.
team, and
that's how it works, and that's ultimately what it comes down to. So there are, like you said, there's old school values to shit that determine that. There's cultural things that determine
But
that.
that also doesn't mean that you don't want your daughter to become a doctor and be self-sufficient because exactly the path she's on.
But that's just ignorance.
Yeah.
That's ignorance. With
So
the,
we're not looking for barefoot and pregnant.
You need a feminist in here to sit with you guys. That would be hilarious.
Shit,
You
I
know
got
what?
bigger boobs than most of the females. They're called.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Right.
But at the same time, how do you not have those old school values instilled in you?
Yeah.
How do you not? Like, especially for women out there, you're going to be a mother someday, a parent. Like, how do you not know how to do those certain things? How? If I was a single parent, I've got to fucking learn I got to do them.
Yep.
You know, so it becomes a scenario like, okay, you're going to divvy out whose responsibilities are who, all right? But like, again, not to sound redundant, it's a cultural thing, it's a values thing, it's an old school thing, and that's how it goes.
If there's one part as a society that I wish would come back, is the nature of the community. Because when you have the community, I'm not only worrying if I'm Shay, I'm not relying just on my sons. I'm relying on the neighbors next door.
Right.
I'm relying on Miss So-and-so Scazzolini from down the street who keeps an eye on everybody.
Correct.
Everybody is paying attention and they're on the same team because nobody wants to see negative things happen to those kids or people in their community. And that's a big detriment.
Because we're a neighborhood.
Yeah, and that's a big detriment to what's happening to society.
Nobody cares
period.
anymore.
Well, we talked about it when we were many times in the previous episodes. Like back in the days, that our neighbors or parents, friends would whoop your ass
yeah.
if they weren't around. You know, when you got asked, your ass whooped twice. Once at the moment for breaking the rules, and second for going home and getting your ass whooped.
And no, and
And everyone was happy it happened. I mean, so this is what goes
And guess
on.
what?
to-
I think we turned out okay.
Yeah. So like the big, like again, like there's so many of these in the bizarre world of today in 2019, and especially with like the female aspects. Like you've said it 1,000 times, I can't take credit for it. So it's like 1950 in our house in a lot of ways, but with the modern flair, as you put it. But
Modern plumbing.
modern plumbing,
Big time. Because
You know?
I watched it with his daughter. His daughter's doing everything that you would, I guess, want to, instill
an
in
old school female
Well,
do, but
no,
yet she's-
everything that you want to instill into a young girl who wants to become the head of her household when she gets older as a mother and
Right.
as a maternity figure. Great, but she's still out there crushing goals, killing stuff, and attacking things. She's not sitting back on her laurels like, well, Mr. Right is going to find me one day and we're going to live in a happy home. Hell no, she's out there like, I went out there, I killed the pig, I cleaned the pig, I cooked the pig, and I'm going to clean this place up after I'm done serving everybody.
Well, she's training to become a true matriarch, is what you're
Yeah.
saying.
Big time.
That's what it comes down to.
Big
So,
time.
like, all of them, and again, like to circle back, there's a different set of rules, and in our opinion,
Just
that-
our opinion.
yeah, our opinion that double standard is what creates what we're talking about.
And it works in our household.
Well, she's well-rounded. You know what I'm saying? If you're training for something, wouldn't you want to be well-versed in everything? She's a specialist in certain things, but wouldn't you want to be well-rounded in everything? So if you the situation calls for it, you're properly trained in what you need to do.
And not only that, I have to be honest. If you're trying, like, for example, you see, I know everybody out there sees this awesome physique and these blue eyes and this great haircut, but I'm more than that. No, I'm just kidding. What I'm trying to say is, if our daughters can do these things, like I can tell you right now, if my wife couldn't cook, I wouldn't have been with her.
Wait, you gotta say it to camera.
If my wife couldn't cook, I wouldn't be with her. If my wife didn't know how to, if my wife was, if a priority wasn't for her to keep a clean house, I wouldn't be with her.
Right.
That's how I was raised. My mother, and watch me, my father could cook also, and he made certain things, and my mother made certain things. But what I'm saying, the bottom line is, I need to be able, when I get home from work, I need to be able to eat. And if my wife's working and I get home later, she's still gonna cook. No, I'm just kidding. Then I would cook. But the reality is, these types of things, I would think, as a male, we look for.
It's a tradition.
Well, I gotta tell you,
Yeah.
there was a time when I was in a relationship, and I remember a girl was just like, our friends had the kids over, and they're like, "Can you change the diaper?" And she was like, "I'm never changing diapers." And I was just like,
that's
"Really?"
my point.
And I'm like,
that makes me suspect.
And I'm like, "Give me the baby, I'll
That would
change
make
the
me
diaper."
suspect.
And I literally looked at her and I go, "Wow."
Dude, all joking aside, one of my sons is dating a girl.
You think that makes me want to go, "Hey, wife you up," because I'm sure my kids won't be walking around with shitty diapers all day long. Like,
Well, I think the biggest thing, at least with my children, my daughter being the second born, listen, cleaning the diaper of a male child is much different from a female.
Absolutely.
So what do? Oh, I'm not going to do it because she's a female? No. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to learn how to do it and get better at it each time.
Because
my fucking daughter.
my kid.
Yeah. I mean, what are you going to do?
But I was
You're
gonna-
saying, your son.
my son is dating a girl. And dude, we love her. She makes my son better. All the positives she's got. You'd like her because she's got a vowel at the end of her name. But here's the crazy part. She can bake, but she doesn't know how to cook. And I can show you the text message where I've said, "Hey, just so you know, we love you. It's happy to talk to you. But if you are that serious with my son, you need to start learning how to cook." Period. Dude, and she's going to be a doctor. But guess what? You still need to know how to cook. If I come over to that house and you guys order food, I'm going to be pissed off. I want a nice home-cooked meal if I have to come over to the house. And you know who you are, young lady, and we love her. But and they're going to tell me, I'm taking cooking lessons at school just because of that.
And that's going to be because obviously culturally she wasn't given that skill.
Correct.
I mean, and that's kind of.
And I even told her, I'm surprised you're Italian. How do you not cook?
That's the even crazier part.
That's even crazier.
surprised.
And they're old school Italians. It's like, oh my
Well,
God.
they're
Not.
If you're
Can you
not
guys
cooking.
excommunicate her from the Italian
Say that
tribe?
again?
Can you excommunicate her from the Italian tribe because of that?
I don't think she needs to because she's taking cooking lessons and she's
I wouldn't
trying to
excommunicate
learn.
her. It's the
And
parents
she makes
that
really
learn.
good Christmas cookies.
Yeah.
Really good Christmas cookies.
You know, it's the parents. I mean, that's what it. Listen, I know, I've seen it just on the 48 years on this planet. I've been places, different nationalities, different cultures, and the woman can't fucking toast bread. Okay? Cannot toast a fucking bagel. All right? You go to their houses, you starve. Okay? They invite you over for dinner.
You know you got to
They
stop
don't know
up
how
at
to
the
make
restaurant
pasta.
before or
They don't
after.
make pasta. They don't even know how to boil water.
But they invite you over for dinner, and it's not dinner they cooked. It's something they picked up at the fucking store. It's takeout.
Yeah.
So you invited me over to your house for takeout. Really? So it's the same to what lends to you is like, at the end of the day,
Or they tried to cook and it's so bad that
Yeah.
you're like, all right, shoot, we're going. We're going to so, and everybody's got that so and so. We're going to so and so's house. We better eat before we go,
Right.
Because we ain't gonna like anything
What's
that's
the
there.
moral of the story?
Fucking learn how to cook.
The moral of the story is, guess what? If you're a girl, you're held to a different standard. Sorry, I love you, but you're held to a different standard.
different standards, and I also feel that those females that are raised in those environments also look for men that raised them that way.
Yes.
Because if they didn't, I can tell you right now, I can speak for my daughter, she will
Run over you.
run over a wet noodle. You will not last a nanosecond in her world if you are spineless and you look on TV. Every male on TV is portrayed as a wet noodle.
She's a
sissy.
man eater.
Yeah.
She a man eater.
No.
Not in
You
a
better
bad
be,
way.
You better be a fucking hyper alpha male to be with my daughter. Because that's what she's raised by.
And witty.
So, and that's what she's
That's all
around.
she knows.
She's around them.
And that's
all
all-
the fuck. That's all she knows, from family to friends to her grandfathers, the whole nine. So at the end of the day, call it old school, call it what it is, but there is a double standard. It has more pros than cons, and we're good with that.
Celebrate those differences, people.
That's it.
We're gonna wrap it up, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. Matt Chat Podcast. Paul Ciatto, Frank Ciatto, Christopher Shay, Peter Oberk. Do it.